Hi guys, so today we'll be going to go and do Russia versus Europe. So basically all of Europe and Russia. So the first thing that will ever happen is the invasion of this means this thing this land that Russia owns. Pretty much all the countries in Europe are like literally just preparing their armies, especially except for maybe Iceland or maybe some countries that are a little bit far away, like maybe like Portugal or something. But now basically the countries who haven't got it, like who haven't mobilized their army, should mobilize right now, like immediately, while the Russians had just started their first wave. So their first wave is of course just to take down Crimea, because that is the land they own, but that's the land they get from Ukraine, and just make a slight push into Ukraine, even though it's a really big push. And I will just situate for every country, means like that is going to be means that is going to die by these Russians. So I'm just going to put Ukraine's Kiev as right here. Yeah. So with Russia means like ravaging right through it. Since Russia is mainly focusing on this, Finland was like, I'm going to help this out, and Norway and Sweden was transferring its troops to the Finland and Norwegian border. So they had just they means they started, and soon the Battle of Saint Petersburg happened, where they just take down Saint Petersburg, and literally there's virtually no army right here. So the Finland and the Norwegian army just decided just to take it down as freelance. So they're just going to be taken down. However, here they will be experiencing some problems. The more south they go into, the more harder it gets to. But eventually they made up Estonian army and just make a bit of push and just did this weird thing, while the northern army is just continuously ravaging down through the southern place of this. And also now the Russians are just still focusing. They don't care if that much land is lost. They are just going down, and also they just make a big push into the Belarus, and they just soon capture all of it. That is the first country ever to fall. And just like everybody, like its capital is just right around here. I'll just reduce the thickness. Yeah, it's right here. So yeah, so they just take it down, while still they are ravaging down through, means they are just ravaging down through this Ukraine. And they soon the 20th, the 30th, and the 51st regiment of the Russian army decided just to make a straight way towards Kiev. And soon the Battle of Kiev happens, in which the Russian troops are just surround down Kiev and just make a big push, and the outskirts of the city are just being taken down really fast, and soon Kiev falls down. But and since it's fallen down, Russian is just ravaging down through here, while Finland is just not making cannot make any progress because the Russians troops are there ready here to defend themselves. Now the Russians now started to focus on these areas, and I'll just mark them. So the Estonian is just right around here. Lithuanians are very close to Russian, and this one I don't know where it is. So I'll just put randomly around here. Yeah. So now Russians will be just going on with a very thick army, and just simply just take down, and almost like I'll just again mark it because it just went away. And the capital has been now destroyed. So basically all of this country, I forgot its name, is now dead. So they are just dead. But now since they separated it up, now Estonia is in danger. but Russian troops managed to almost cut off, but there's just about 2 supply lines running here, and the Finland army just decided just to back it off the Russian advance just a bit, and soon they just divided the 20th division and just took down this, and soon they recovered this country, and soon they're just ravaging down and just recovering the lost lands. And Belarus capital is just right around the corner, but the defenses are very high, so the only the Finlandese are just doing the job of just reviving these people. Now, since Russia saw this, Russia made a massive push, wanted to push the massive push and Finland should be dead once and for all. When it means Russians will think they win, so they just want Finland just to end once and for all. They just made a massive push into Finland, captured down Stalingrad, and start its way towards Helsinki. So Helsinki is just right here, so it's not very good. I'll just also put some other capitals like Stockholm and Oslo. Yeah. So the ravaging continues, taking down much of the land, and soon the advance towards the Operation Nordic has just been started, which means the Operation Nordic main goal is to just take down Helsinki. So, and they were just nearing down, and the Battle of Helsinki happens, and Russian troops are struggling quite a bit, but they managed to take down half of the city, and soon the city is engulfed into the Russians' hand. But most of the troops had also been dead, but the Finland doesn't surrender, but Russian doesn't care. Now all its focus just wants to do is on taking down these countries. So Russians just organize a very big army, just again take down these guys. I'm not going to point out the capitals anymore. So yeah, so they are going down, and just took down this part where they just made a landing and just made around right here, but they are not going to focus that much, and they are soon ravaging down, and through Poland they are also going down, while Moldova and the last bit of Ukraine is just been done. And Russian 20th regiment, I mean the 30th regiment is now has now assigned a post to cut off the South Europe from North Europe, because they know from North Europe there are a lot of big countries, so they are just tasked. But they did do this unsuccessfully, because now Turkish, German, and French army has just come over here to the rescue, and just push back down, just consuming down a Russian army. But they cannot do this much longer, since now again the Russians put up a much massive push, and they again just make a very ravaging push and just literally reaches Bulgaria and just takes down a little bit of European Turkey, and they just made, and just Turkey didn't wanted to see this, so they organized all their army from whatever efforts they could, and literally they literally started to just take down Russian, while the Russians are literally just ravaging down through Greece and the bunker country, which is Albania, has now been engulfed, and some of the other countries. Kosovo, which Siberia hates, is now been engulfed, and Siberia is also now dead with Kosovo. But now their advance is just getting stopped because the Turkish army has managed to cut off the army, and just starting to just make a push over here and also over here. So they're just making the push, and soon they reach Greece and liberate most of the country, and also liberated the bunker country, which is Albania and Kosovo and Siberia. Siberia is not fully recovered, but it's about to get recovered. So the Turkish army has finally just doing it. So the Cyprus army has also reached, but it doesn't even matter if the Cyprus is even there. So now Now Russians are getting pulled back, but they won't be able to do that for long, as many of you guys know, because again the Russians will again put up a massive front, and this time it is just so massive. It's like literally this much size. It's literally that much. So they just took down Warsaw easily, just taking down one of the bunker countries and separated the south. That is their main goal, just to separate. And now they have just started a little bit smaller push, but it's still very big. Just taking a bit of north while they're ravaging down through the south, and Turkey can do nothing to stop this. A lot of army, it is just almost more than what they have mobilized, so they are just going, and Istanbul is captured, and Ankara is also very, very near. So they are just Turkey makes a landing and just takes down the Turkish north coast, and starts to make a push into Ankara, and Ankara soon captured, and Turkey was about to fall. And they separate and they are just doing this so much. That is the last we have ever heard of Turkey. And they look at Cyprus, just take down that island as well, and now they really want to attack Italy, but they already know that their intelligence has made out of it. So what they did is they told their army secretly just to move their fronts towards northern Italy. So they just ravaging, just taking down these, and soon they just reach the northern Italian border, which they have a really hard time going on because of the mountains. So they decided to take down Austria, even though it's covered in mountains. They soon capture its capital and all, and soon they just reach Switzerland. Now Switzerland is where like literally its mountains surrounds its border, so it's basically protected. And soon German troops wanted to stop finally the advance, so they have told every single country do their best, and soon the countries agreed to do that. Switzerland Italian army has started Operation Liberate, which means it will just liberate down the southern countries which Russia had taken it, and they're doing pretty well, not gonna lie. And while now Operation Moscow has been started, which it doesn't necessarily mean they will capture Moscow, but it's just that they just simply just put the name, and actually they're doing pretty well. They're about to halt down the advance. They just while these troops just meet up, and now their main goal is just to take down, and soon these islands have just been taken, and soon basically Greece has been liberated, and some countries too, and soon a bigger push has been made to make this process faster, and soon they are about to liberate down Turkey. And soon they just liberate Turkey and just started a massive push towards Ukraine. They want to get Ukraine at all cost, and also the Sweden and Norwegian army has just helped to liberate down Norway, and soon enough they captured down Helsinki, just strapped down most of the army regiments that are just protecting they Finland occupied, and just took down. Battle of St. Petersburg 2.0 happens. A bigger push has been made again, just right here, and soon they were able to match and just able to just take down take down and liberate down some of these countries. It isn't looking good for Moscow, which is Russia basically. They meet down the Operation Moscow army, and soon a biggest push has been made, a very big push. Yeah, they are going, and soon they just got down Crimea, which is just basically the checkpoint for liberating Ukraine. So they just liberate Ukraine while taking down some of the land here, and Volograd, which used to be called as Stalingrad, has been captured through the Battle of Volograd, and soon they just simply captured it. But Russians had been already know this will happen, so they just make a light push. But now the Europeans will never give up. They'll just send down another massive force. It's literally wave 2, a stronger wave 2, just taking down, going, and sooner enough they are reaching Moscow, which I'll just highlight it, is right here. And just the army just made it just like this. Oof, 1 second. Yeah, and the blue team is literally winning. Bigger push. They are just doing anything they can just to Russian government to stop. So they are just going, and soon enough they reach the outskirts of Moscow, which is right here. Now we'll just make a detail of how the Battle of Moscow happened. So with it's just a small, but it's still formidable. Like 20th, 30th, and the 54th and the 60th regiment of the Poland, Germany, and almost all the countries have just made it to cut off Moscow. So basically, almost some of the supply lines have just been cut down, and also another bigger, means just a little bit bigger, is just being made around just to make sure that they trap down some of the army. And soon enough they just meet up and just make a bigger push, and soon Moscow is now trapped down. Now what happens is, since this army is the nearest, this army is the one who gets the most fighting, so they just did what was really unexpected to the Russians. They attacked from behind, while these guys are just protecting down and even just taking down some of the land in the process, some land. These guys had just made a massive push because a lot of the armies concentrated on the front to attack Moscow from behind. It is true of the sayings, if you attack from behind, you might be successful. And they soon just reaching down the outskirts of Moscow, and soon they just touched a bit of Moscow, and soon the real Battle of Moscow happens, in which like a massive push has been made, just like massive push, and soon enough Moscow just reduced just to a almost a village size, with only 50,000 army there. I mean, it's just too light to be able to, even for the pixels to be able to see it. And soon enough Moscow is captured, and another bigger push has been made, since Russians won't give up, and it's such a big push because not a lot of army is there. And soon enough Russians were losing a lot of land, lot of their populated land, and basically they only have Siberia now, so they basically just give up. So basically there are no border changes. It's literally the same, except UK may be getting just a little bit of land. I'll just show it. We'll just take this as UK. Once again, and UK basically like has this much, so they basically just take around this much, something like that. So bye guys.